We are starting by templates. And after opening the template, we are creating model lines shortcut is lit. What we are going to do actually, we are trying to create one particular component that then we will copy and we will place it on all the radial format. So that is what we are trying to do over here. It is just for reference. We are going to create three separate components. We have selected a genetic model and set a plane. We have selected the vertical plane. If you can't see the plane, make sure you click on Show. Now taking the reference of the border lines that we have created, we will start modeling. We are using the command swept blend over here, and what we are going to do first is to create the path. Secondly, we have just added one profile, the top profile and the bottom profile, that's it. Here we are trying to work on 3D itself so that we can see how the component actually turns out to be. Now you can see this is the component. Similarly, we will model the next element. Once again, we will go to swept blend. We will decide whichever path we want and then we will select both of the profiles. Again, we will create the second profile. So that's how two of the elements we have created. Similarly, we will again create the third element. Once again swept blend and make sure you use the curved kind of a path so it actually looks like the lotus temple. If you are not satisfied with the profile that has been created, you can always switch back to the 2D plan and you can try to work over there. Make sure you are using trim. Command TR is the shortcut for that. We have three elements that has been created. Next up, we are using revolve command. It's used only for the axis and we make a shape and rotate it in one axis, that is it. So that is what we are doing currently to create the central component for the lotus temple. So, one of our major stuffs is done. We now just need to rotate it. We need to rotate it basically in the radial format. Whenever you are doing so, make sure that you are taking the center of the rotation point to the center of the lotus temple as well. Now what we are trying to do over here is to create a curtain wall. Now this curtain wall you can use the storefront format because that has all the required mullions. Now over here we are just editing the wall profile and we are trying to fit it in the way we want. It will be needed to be done freehand itself. Use mirror command. This is the base model that is ready for us. After this, we are going to create the base of the lotus temple. So, over here I am just extending the few lines that we have because you can see there are multiple lines. Now we can just take offset of 2 feet. It is completely up to you. Once again, offset is a vast shortcut, and over here we are using trim extent. Unfortunately, we don't have a shortcut for that. And now we just use the fillet arc, and over here making sure that each and every one has the same particular radius. If you want, you can again array this as well. It's completely up to you. Once this is done, we just create the boundary by floor and just using the pick line option. Once this is done, make sure that you are splitting the lines. SL is the shortcut for the same, and again you can use trim command. TR is the shortcut for that. Once this is done, we are going to create two different elements, the pointy kind of a thing that we have, so you can take desired angle. We have taken 50 degrees over here and still we are working with model lines. Now again offset, and again we will use array command. Once that is done, we have to join everything. So make sure the angle is correct. Once again, we are using pick line option with an offset of 4 feet, and over here, I just need to select the lines, and once again we are going to create another particular flow. Similarly, trim command we are using now, we are right now creating it on the same level, but we will convert it to different levels. We will make it in different levels. Only one simple model we are making by means of floor. If you want, you can make it by a generic model as well. So, 3 different floors are made. 2 are like boundaries and another floor will be the internal one. So, this is the use of model line size, but you can just select the model lines and easily you can pick lines and easily you can work on it. Now we try to create it. Click and drag it down over here. If you want, you can create levels in the elevation as well. LL is the shortcut for levels. Once this much is done now, we are going to place the columns over here. Now over here we used align command. L is the shortcut for the same. To align to the angular format that we have, and now we have created a level once again. So, make sure you are going on the base level where the column is situated, and from over there you can again copy the column. And then we will just filter everything out. And we will now delete the model lines, and that's it. Your lotus temple is ready. Start by creating a circle with 9 sides. Give it an offset. Create the required pattern for inner petal. Using push line tool, create a perpendicular surface and create an arc on it. Delete extra surfaces. Now copy the surface using rotate tool and shape it accordingly. Now using curve loft to generate the skin. Now copy this petal to complete the form. Start with the next petal. Same process. We will first start by creating an offset and then we will explode the polygon. Select a single edge, make into a component, then copy it again 8 times. Now using push line, make perpendicular surfaces and divide them using line tool. Now give another offset for reference and using Move tool shape the surfaces. After this, using 1001-bit tool, combine some corners and with Scale tool shape it accordingly. Once it's in shape, use 3-point arc to create the required pattern, and then complete the shape and apply Curve Loft for skin. Do the similar process for creating the outermost petal as well. Copy radially with Rotate tool. Now on the outermost petal, we need to create a glass using Line and Push Line tool. Shape accordingly and give a thickness and copy. Once the 3 petals are done, it's time for the base. Start by giving 2 offsets. Connect any 2 parallel segments with Line tool and give it an offset. Now using 2-point arc, shape it as required and erase the extras. Now copy the pattern all around to shape it. Give it a small thickness and make it into a group. Now start off with creating the pathway. Extend the base a little. Then give the shape for the pathway. Offset to get the width. Once done, erase the extras. Now use the same profile and give offset inside and move it down. Also copy the shape of the base on it. To create the slope, use Curve Loft with the top profile and bottom profile. Now push-pull those surfaces down to create the water body. Draw the profile for the stairs using Line tool and using Push Line tool create the surface. Give the surface a thickness using Joint Push-Pull tool. Create the railing by drawing the profile and using Push Line and Push-Pull tool. Copy using Rotate tool. Make it into a group and copy on the other side. Now for the base, also give an offset and push-pull for the railing. Now add some materials to differentiate. Create the entrance stairs and shape also using the similar process. The lotus temple is ready. Let's see how to apply materials to the lotus temple. Now, starting with changing of water material, let's select this water. And we'll begin changing it by increasing the wavelength, and now you can also change the watercolor as you can see. And after we've done that, let's change grass material. Just go to material library, click on various. Here you get 3D material where you can go with some clean cut grass and click OK. Now let's change pathway color now, and then going to click on material library. Just go to various. Select outdoor. Now select woodland here. Choose the material. You can also edit this, so you just have to click on the material. So from here let's increase colorization a bit and slightly changing this color. Let's give it into some orange color. And map scale can be increased and give a tick mark. Let's place some people here. All we need to do is go to people and animals, select some people, and we'll place some people over here in cluster group. Once we place some people, we will be rotating some people and also will be scaling them, and it's done. Let's place some trees over here, copying some multiple items of trees. So all you have to do is select some trees over here, scale them, rotate and place them correctly. This is how you can change material. And you can also place trees in this manner. First off, we are starting by creating plane. After that, go in modify and change segments, then create cylinder and go in modify and take height segments 1, cap segments 5 and sides 18. After that, go in top viewport and create sphere on the top of cylinder. Then change its radius and take segments 18. With the help of move tool, move it up and go in modify and select edit poly modifier. After that, in selection, select polygon selection and delete non-required polygons over here. Then go in hierarchy and change pivot position. Place pivot at center and then use scale tool and scale it inside. After that, go in modify and use vertex selection. Select vertices and create proper curve by moving vertices. Use its selection and scale it properly so that it looks curvy. After that, use its selection and take edge little bit back for proper petal shape. Then use vertex as well as edge selection for creation of proper curve over here. Now one petal is created. For inside petal, use clone option. After that, use scale and move tool for its proper placement. Again, for curve, use vertex or edge selection, then scale it accordingly. And for maintaining proper curve shape, again use vertex as well as edge selection with scale and move tool. Then use hierarchy and place pivot at center of this petal. Then use mirror tool and create one copy of it. After that, with the help of vertex and edge selection, make this petal proper. Use isolate selection shortcut is Alt plus Q. Isolate outside petal. Then with the help of polygon selection, select polygons and use inset and extrude on it. Then use edge selection and make these edges chamfered for remaining petals as well. Follow same process as above, then with the help of hierarchy and move tool, place pivot at center. Then with the help of rotate and clone option, create multiple copies in circular manner. For remaining petals, follow same process as above. This is base model of Lotus Temple created. After this, we are going to create base of Lotus Temple. Create star from 2D shapes over here and change its parameters. Make sure that points count is 9. Then with the help of line, trace out star shape for its path. Then extrude this shape with extrude modifier. Then apply edit poly modifier on it. Then use polygon selection with inset and extrude at last. Select vertices and take this vertices up with move tool and do add air. Lotus Temple is created. Render first off, we are starting with material, and for grass, we are applying the material by using Ray Material Library browser. And we are applying the material for other areas also such as stairs, passage and water body areas also. So, for the steps, we are using PBR material. And for that we have downloaded the texture from ambient.com and we have used paving stone material, and we have applied different maps respective to diffuse, normal, displacement and roughness. For texture mapping, we are going to use UVW map and making a mapping as box and texture scaling. As well as for water effect, we have added water noise map in bump map. For adding a scatter from multiple trees, first we selected line and we choose Cosmos browser and then selected tree presets and downloaded. After that, we selected the line and clicked on import. Then, the tree scatter has been applied online. Then, we have applied Sun and Viridium light as exterior background lighting. In Viridium light we have added HDR file.